Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the fascinating world of Port Charles and the talented actors who bring our favorite characters to life through some incredible behind-the-scenes moments that have recently captivated fans across social media. The Cassadine's notorious history of kidnapping and causing presumed deaths in Port Charles deserves special attention. This villainous family has been responsible for numerous disappearances over the years, including Jason Morgan's first death and both of Drew's kidnappings. Their sinister influence continues to be felt throughout Port Charles, creating a legacy of fear and uncertainty among residents. The complex web of Cassadine schemes has altered the course of many lives, particularly those connected to the Courtemain and Corinthos families. Their ability to make people disappear only to have them return years later with altered memories or identities has become something of a trademark for this infamous clan. The uncertainty surrounding Drew's true identity remains a fascinating subplot that continues to intrigue viewers. As Cameron Matheson playfully pointed out in his comment on Steve Burton's Instagram post, "We still can't be entirely certain that Drew is actually Drew, he might literally not be himself." This ambiguity adds layers of complexity to the character and keeps audiences guessing about potential future revelations. The twin storyline has opened countless narrative possibilities, with fans constantly speculating about hidden agendas and secret identities. The writers have masterfully maintained this tension, allowing for dramatic revelations that could emerge at any moment. Sonny Corinthos' journey through presumed death demonstrates that you don't need Cassadine involvement to temporarily exit Port Charles. His amnesiac period in Nixon Falls lasted nearly a year, creating dramatic tension and relationship complications that continue to reverberate through storylines today. During this time, Sonny lived as Mike, developing new relationships and a different perspective on life. His eventual return to Port Charles and reclamation of his identity created emotional turmoil for many characters, particularly Carly, who had begun moving forward with her life. This storyline highlighted Maurice Benard's exceptional acting range as he portrayed essentially two different characters during this arc. The pattern of characters returning from presumed death has become something of a tradition in Port Charles. Both Jason and Drew were believed dead before making dramatic returns, with Jason currently holding the record for most resurrections between the two brothers. This narrative device allows the show to temporarily remove characters while leaving the door open for future returns, keeping viewers invested in potential comebacks. The emotional impact of these returns creates powerful storytelling opportunities, as characters must reconcile with loved ones who have grieved and moved on. Each return brings its own unique complications and relationship dynamics that enrich the ongoing saga. Newcomers saw Andy Wilson has made a positive impression on the cast, as evidenced by his supportive comment on Burton's photography skills. His integration into the established ensemble demonstrates the show's commitment to bringing fresh talent alongside veteran performers. Wilson's character adds new dimensions to existing storylines while creating opportunities for unexpected alliances and conflicts. His appreciation for Burton's artistic eye shows the camaraderie developing behind the scenes, which often translates to stronger on-screen chemistry between performers. Ken Schreiner's humorous observation about actors with guns highlights the technical aspects of filming action sequences. His comment that it's all about the position of the gun reveals the attention to detail required when staging scenes involving weapons. This behind-the-scenes insight gives fans appreciation for the choreography and safety protocols implemented during filming. Schreiner's decades of experience in the industry make his observations particularly valuable, offering a glimpse into the craft of television production that viewers rarely get to see. The heartwarming comment from Burton's fiancée, Michelle Lundstrom, adds a personal dimension to the actor's professional life. Her simple yet affectionate message, "Gosh I love you," reveals the support system behind the actor as he navigates his return to a demanding role. This glimpse into Burton's personal happiness coincides with his professional resurgence, creating a narrative of positive change both on and off screen. Fans appreciate these authentic moments of connection, which humanize the performers they watch daily. Kimberly McCullough's enthusiastic response to seeing Burton and Bernard together reflects the deep bonds formed among longtime cast members. Her comment, Stevie and M.O., uses familiar nicknames that suggest genuine affection between colleagues who have shared years of experiences. This camaraderie extends beyond the set, creating a family-like atmosphere among performers who have grown up together professionally. McCullough, herself a beloved veteran of the show, brings her own history and connections to these interactions, enriching the tapestry of relationships both on and off screen. The playful banter between Burton and Matheson regarding which twin is the evil one delighted fans, who enthusiastically declared Matheson's character as the villain. This interaction highlights the good-natured relationship between the actors who portray brothers on screen. The twin storyline has provided rich material for both performers, allowing them to explore complex family dynamics while maintaining distinct character identities. Their ability to joke about their characters demonstrates the professional respect and personal friendship that enhances their on-screen chemistry. The impressive photography skills displayed in Burton's Instagram post showcase another dimension of the actor's talents. His eye for composition and timing captured authentic moments from the set, giving fans unprecedented access to the world behind the cameras. These images reveal the less glamorous aspects of production, script review sessions, casual interactions between takes, and the technical elements of staging scenes. Burton's willingness to share these glimpses strengthens the connection between performers and audience, creating a more immersive experience for dedicated viewers. Since his return to the ABC soap in 2024, Steve Burton has generously shared numerous behind-the-scenes glimpses from Port Charles, but his latest post might just be the highlight of these insider peeks. The collection of 7 photos posted on Instagram with the caption "Here are some behind-the-scenes shots I took at Apt General Hospital" received overwhelming fan response, garnering over 17,000 likes. This enthusiastic reception demonstrates the enduring popularity of both the actor and his iconic character, Jason Morgan. Burton's commitment to engaging with fans through social media creates a bridge between the fictional world of Port Charles and the real-world production process. The standout image from Burton's collection features him in full Stone Cold attire, complete with his character's signature leather jacket and a prop gun. This iconic look immediately resonates with longtime viewers who associate these visual elements with Jason Morgan's complex history as Sonny's enforcer. Burton concluded his Instagram caption with the heartfelt message, "Blessed. Grateful. Thanks for watching," acknowledging the fans who have supported his career through multiple chapters. This expression of gratitude reflects Burton's understanding that his success is intrinsically linked to the dedicated viewership that has followed his character's journey for decades. While Jason Morgan may come off as stoic on General Hospital, his portrayer, Steve Burton, clearly knows how to seize the perfect photographic shot. The actor's natural talent in front of the camera extends to his skill behind it, capturing compelling images that tell stories beyond the scripted drama. Burton's artistic sensibilities reveal a thoughtful perspective that contrasts with his character's often emotionless exterior, giving fans insight into the multifaceted person behind the role. This duality between character and performer creates an intriguing narrative that enriches the viewing experience for those who follow both the show and its stars. Next, we will learn about the explosive confrontation brewing between the Corinthos Davis sisters that threatens to tear their recently mended relationship apart once more. The drama unfolding in Port Charles is about to reach a fever pitch as secrets, sabotage, and sisterly betrayal come to light in the most devastating way possible. Upcoming spoilers for the ABC soap suggest that Molly might even predict Christina's imprisonment as the full extent of her sister's actions comes to light. This ominous foreshadowing indicates just how serious the legal ramifications could be for Christina's reckless behavior. The judicial system in Port Charles has historically been unpredictable, with some characters escaping punishment for heinous crimes while others face harsh consequences for lesser offenses. Given Molly's legal background and understanding of the system, her assessment of Christina's potential incarceration carries significant weight. The Corinthos family connections might typically provide some protection, but with Molly herself feeling betrayed, those family ties may not extend to shielding Christina this time. District Attorney Robert Scorpio has been looking for opportunities to bring down members of the Corinthos organization, and this case could provide the perfect opening, especially with a victim like Rick Lansing who has connections throughout Port Charles. Whether Ava's blackmail scheme results in secrets being revealed or the truth emerges through other means, Christina will eventually have to confront Molly's fury. The revelation could come from multiple sources. Perhaps Ava finally decides to use her leverage, or Elizabeth might remember crucial details about the accident during her recovery. There's also the possibility that forensic evidence from the tampered vehicle could lead investigators back to Christina. Port Charles Police Department, despite its checkered history with solving crimes, occasionally manages to connect the dots correctly. Detective Dante Falconeri might find himself in the uncomfortable position of investigating his own half-sister, creating additional family tension. Regardless of how the truth surfaces, the confrontation between Molly and Christina promises to be one of the most emotionally charged scenes in recent GH history, with years of complicated sisterly dynamics erupting in a moment of raw betrayal. Ultimately, Molly will come to the realization that Christina is a deceitful saboteur who has been manipulating everyone around her. This devastating conclusion will force Molly to re-evaluate everything about their relationship, including all the recent attempts at reconciliation. The cognitive dissonance between the sister who apologized sincerely and the person who could commit such a dangerous act of sabotage will be difficult for Molly to reconcile. Her legal training has taught her to look at evidence objectively, but this situation hits too close to home for complete detachment. The psychological impact on Molly could be profound, potentially triggering a relapse into the depression she experienced after losing her baby. TJ Ashford will likely become concerned about his partner's mental health as she processes this betrayal, adding another layer of complexity to the already fraught situation. Molly's anger could escalate significantly if Christina attempts to shift the focus onto Ava. It's likely that Molly will argue that the real issue is her reckless sister, who brings nothing but turmoil and destruction. The deflection tactic will only serve to further infuriate Molly, who values honesty and accountability above all else. Her legal mind will immediately recognize this as a manipulation strategy, making her even more determined to hold Christina responsible. The mention of Ava as a scapegoat will seem particularly hollow given that Rick and Elizabeth were the actual victims of Christina's actions. Molly might point out that Christina's willingness to endanger innocent lives over a personal vendetta against Ava demonstrates a disturbing lack of moral compass. This realization could be the final straw that breaks their sisterly bond beyond repair, as Molly comes to terms with the fact that Christina's self-centered nature runs deeper than she ever imagined. This leads us to the desperate plea Christina might make to Molly: "Please don't let Ava come between us." These 7 frantic words will likely fall on deaf ears as Molly processes the magnitude of her sister's betrayal. The irony of Christina asking Molly not to let Ava come between them when Christina's own actions caused the rift will not be lost on Molly. This desperate plea reveals Christina's continued inability to take full responsibility, as she still frames the situation in terms of Ava's influence rather than her own choices. The plea also demonstrates Christina's fundamental misunderstanding of what matters most to Molly: truth, justice, and the well-being of her father. By attempting to make Ava the central issue, Christina shows that she still doesn't grasp the gravity of what she's done or the values that drive her sister's reactions. We could see her shift the blame onto Ava in an effort to deflect attention from herself. This deflection strategy is consistent with Christina's pattern of avoiding responsibility throughout her life. From her tumultuous relationship with Parker to her involvement with Dawn of Day, Christina has often found ways to externalize blame rather than confront her own poor decisions. This character flaw has been a consistent source of frustration for her family members, particularly her more self-aware sisters. Alexis Davis has spent years trying to instill a sense of accountability in her middle daughter, with limited success. The tendency to blame others has been a recurring theme in Christina's storylines, making this latest attempt to scapegoat Ava entirely in character. However, this time the stakes are much higher, with lives endangered and family trust shattered beyond easy repair. She will likely offer numerous apologies and insist to Molly that it was merely a grave error, yet Christina might also claim that her outburst was triggered by Ava's behavior. This dual approach of accepting limited responsibility while simultaneously shifting blame is a classic manipulation tactic that Christina has refined over years of getting herself into and out of trouble. The grave error framing attempts to minimize the premeditated nature of her actions. She didn't accidentally tamper with brakes, she deliberately set out to cause harm, even if she targeted the wrong vehicle. The reference to Ava triggering her suggests a lack of impulse control rather than acknowledging the calculated decision to sabotage a car. This language carefully constructs a narrative where Christina appears more sympathetic and less culpable, a strategy she's employed successfully with family members in the past. It's a given that Christina will attempt to escape the consequences when the moment arrives. Her history of evading responsibility for her actions has been well established throughout her time in Port Charles. From her involvement with Kiefer's abuse to her near sacrifice of her family's secrets to Shiloh, Christina has consistently found ways to avoid facing the full repercussions of her choices. The Corinthos family connection has often provided her with protection that other Port Charles residents wouldn't receive. Sonny's influence has shielded her from legal consequences on multiple occasions, creating a pattern of behavior where Christina expects to be rescued from her own poor decisions. This time, however, the victim is Molly's father, creating a conflict of interest that even Sonny may not be able to resolve. The family dynamics will be strained to their breaking point as loyalties are tested and justice is demanded. Can you picture how furious Molly will be when she discovers that shocking truth? The revelation that Christina deceived her while pretending to be the caring sister will only add to her anger. Molly's rage will likely be unprecedented, as she processes not only the harm done to her father but also the calculated deception that followed. The timing of Christina's apology and attempts at reconciliation will appear particularly manipulative in retrospect, suggesting that Christina was trying to secure Molly's loyalty before the truth emerged. This realization will compound the betrayal, making it not just about the accident but about the weeks of lies that followed. Molly's analytical mind will quickly connect all the dots, recognizing patterns in Christina's behavior that she previously overlooked out of sisterly affection. The intellectual understanding of being manipulated, combined with the emotional pain of betrayal, will create a perfect storm of fury that could permanently alter their relationship. Christina intended to disable Ava's car, but instead, she inadvertently tampered with Rick's brakes, putting his life in jeopardy. This critical error demonstrates the reckless nature of Christina's plan and her lack of forethought regarding potential consequences. The technical aspects of vehicle sabotage clearly exceeded her knowledge, resulting in a dangerous situation she never anticipated. The mix-up likely occurred in the parking garage of the Metro Court, where both Ava and Rick frequently parked their vehicles. In her haste to exact revenge on Ava, Christina failed to confirm she was targeting the correct car, a careless mistake with life-altering consequences. The irony that her attempt to harm Ava instead injured her sister's father adds another layer of tragedy to the situation. This case of mistaken identity transforms what might have been dismissed as a petty act of revenge into a serious crime with victims Christina never intended to hurt, making her moral culpability more complex but no less severe. Ultimately, Molly will discover that Christina is behind the devastating crash that nearly claimed Rick's life and seriously injured Elizabeth. This revelation will come as a seismic shock, as Molly has been focused on supporting her father through his recovery rather than investigating the cause of the accident. The moment of discovery might occur during a heated confrontation between Ava and Christina that Molly overhears, or perhaps through evidence that Dante reluctantly shares with his sister. Regardless of how the information comes to light, the realization will force Molly to confront an impossible choice between family loyalty and justice for her father. The legal implications alone would be difficult enough to navigate, but the emotional betrayal compounds the situation exponentially. Molly's relationship with her half-sister has always been complicated by their different approaches to life and family, but this revelation threatens to sever their bond completely. As we all know how soap operas unfold, it's only a matter of time before Molly uncovers the truth about Christina's attempts to hide her involvement. The truth always emerges in Port Charles, often at the most dramatically appropriate moment. Perhaps during a family gathering at the Courtemain mansion, or during a charity event at the Metro Court where all parties are present, the revelation will create maximum impact.